What's good, fam? This your boy KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. Here to give you my honest take about doggone Smackdown and Rampage. Ladies and gentlemen, what did I think about both shows from last night? Smackdown, somewhat decent. Rampage, outside of the beginning and the end, it really wasn't no story progression or nothing. It was just TK just having random matches just to have random matches. Y'all know how TK do. Anyway, I get to TK when I get to him. But Smackdown. We open up the show. We are live from Louisiana. New Orleans, that's what they call it, right? Jey Uso kicks the show off. Them fans are going nuts. Main event, Jey comes out. Crowd is going nuts. Welcome to main event, Jey Uso in your area, whatever he say. He got a new saying that he says now, but main event, Jey, he's here, ladies and gentlemen. He's here. And that was all he was able to get out, because right after that, who music go off? One of the best intros I've ever heard in a while. One thing about Roman Reigns, I gotta say that whoever did this music, spot on. That music is great. It's one of my favorite ring entrances today. Came out, Paul Heyman, solo, fans acknowledging him. You know the script. He get in the ring with him. He looking at you. Listen, every time Roman come out there, Jey always get timid. He always put his head down. And I know that's part of the character storyline and all of that. I get it. But Jey do this stuff all the time. He put his head down. He be like, I know what he doing. I know exactly what he doing. He trying to make it as if Roman is intimidated. You know what I mean? So he say, New Orleans. They acknowledge me. Yeah, you know the script. So the two of them pretty much go back and forth, basically blaming each other on why Jimmy is in the hospital right now. Both of them. And then Roman started talking some serious bull jive, talking about some this matchup is really a waste of time because you ain't gonna be able to beat me and all this. And I'm like, bro, what the heck is you talking about? What you mean this fool ain't gonna be able to beat you? He beat you at Money in a Joke. He did. Now what he should have said is, you might have pinned me at Money in the Bank, but you didn't. You haven't beaten me for this title yet. Now that would have made more sense. But him talk about some, you ain't never beat me before. I'm like, wait, what the clown is you talking about? I was like, man. And then all Jey had to say, take the news, I did beat you. And guess what? He put his hand around his neck. I'm gonna beat you again. The crowd went nuts. I was in the first segment. Outside of that bull jive that Roman was talking about, I thought the first segment was great. So then right off the jump, we get into the qualifier match, the finals between Ray and Santos Escobar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if it wasn't for Ray getting hurt, this might have been the match of the night, because they started off slow, and I understand why. They were trying to fill each other out. Right before the match, they both embraced each other, you know, putting on for the Latin culture, you know, Hispanic culture, you know what I'm saying? Salute to them. And they started off slow. They did a lot of grappling, you know what I'm saying? But as they started really going, things started to pick up, ladies and gentlemen. Stuff was starting to pick up. I mean, it was picking up. Stuff was picking. I mean, they was starting to get a little heat with each other. I was like, okay. They was starting to, they was going. I said, oh man. But then the spot, it was this, Ray went flying. He tried to do, I don't know if it was a suicide dive or something. He tried to fly, and that man went falling, and he hit his head and got some serious whiplash. And then when Esteban tried to do something, he just added to it. It just, I was like, oh man. So they went to commercial. When they came back, Jessica and them called the match up. They said, due to Ray being injured, he can no longer continue. Therefore, Santos Escobar is moving on to the finals against Austin Theory. Oh yeah, speaking of that circus clown, he was sitting up there heating up a bowl of popcorn and thinking he irrelevant or something. I'll say no, he ain't. He's not relevant at all. So this matchup will not be taking place in Summer Joke. It will be taking place 2 weeks from now on Smackdown. So that tells me all I need to know. What the heck is LA Knight doing? We'll find out as I get there. So after the unfortunate set, and then after that, and you can tell Esteban was touched, because he was like, and he picked the man up. They embraced each other, you know what I'm saying? And that wasn't how the storyline was supposed to go. However, ladies and gentlemen, because they were somewhat cooking, you best believe, I'm telling you right now, Ray versus Santos Escobar is the storyline going into WrestleMania 40. It's already set in stone. If Vince and Triple H are smart, that's your story. And that man already said that he just wanted to go to 50. He about to turn 50. He's 49 right now. He said he just want to go to 50 and he retiring. Ladies and gentlemen, mask versus career is on the line. And you got your story right there. You got your story. The story, it writes itself. I'm trying to help Triple H and Vince out right now. You got a few going into WrestleMania right there. All you got to do, once Ray gets better, 100, because like I said, this is it for Ray. Because like I said, I ain't gonna lie, it's been a couple of matches I've been seeing Ray been doing a lot of botching as of late. It's been a lot, and I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm saying this. It look like this is the end of our boy Rey Mysterio, man. I mean, Ray is the guy, the greatest luchador of all time. And there's so many luchadors out there. I mean, AEW got like 15 billion of them. But I mean, Rey Mysterio is the one. He is the one, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let his size fool you. But the story going into WrestleMania 40 should be Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio. Because the little bit that we got, even though the match didn't continue due to Ray getting injured, it picked up, and I'll say, man, they kind of was cooking a little bit. I'll say, you know what? They was cooking. I said, look, I wouldn't mind this matchup going into WrestleMania. I wouldn't. So you got the story setting up right there. So they not, like I said, Vince and them, don't break them up right now. Don't break them up. But play this game on as we move forward into the next year and everything. Play this game as if them being together as a faction hasn't done anything. It hasn't really elevated nobody. And you can play into that. And Santos Escobar thought aligning himself with the OG Rey Mysterio was actually going to be something that was going to help him out. And it turned out and backfired at the end of the day. You can play off that. So that's that situation. Then backstage, we got Bianca talking about what she gonna do and all this and everything. And she get interrupted by the WWE Women's Tag Team. I said, what in the... Chelsea Green and Sonya basically came out there making fun of Bianca. And Bianca said, oh, y'all want to do something? Let's do something right now. And then they started disrespecting Charlotte. And she was like, well, look, first of all, I know that's my enemy right there, but she ain't here to defend herself, so I don't know what you're talking about. Next thing you know, the android pops up out of nowhere. I said, oh, no. I already know where this is going. We got ourselves a doggone can they coexist foolish matchup that went absolutely nowhere later on in the show. I said, what is this, man? What's the clown doing? So we see Jay walking, and he bumps into Grayson Waller, and Grayson Waller basically made fun of him, talk about some, I know you got your matchup with Roman, and more than likely you're gonna lose, but let's go down under and let me give you the rub, and we can do it on the Grayson Waller effect. And Jay sitting up there laughing, geeking out with him, like, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Basically smacked the taste out of his mouth. I was crying laughing. I said, you know what? So you know what that was gonna turn into. That turned into the main event, Jay versus Grayson Waller later on in the show. So I believe the next matchup, I believe it was was Karrion Kross. It was Karrion Kross versus Carl Anderson. I think that was the next matchup. I think it was. And that was basically a beatdown. That wasn't even a match. And I believe that we probably gonna get Karrion Kross versus AJ Styles at Summer Joke. Let me tell y'all something, man. I personally tried my best to get invested in Karrion Kross, and I honestly don't see anything. This is no disrespect to him and Scarlett Bordeaux, because I believe they make an excellent couple. But man, I think listen, you know, some dudes, certain cats know how to pull the bald head look. Man, look, that made him who he was. I think the bald head made him. Him with his hair, he just looked like a random Joe Schmo just beating up folk. And it's going nowhere. He got his beautiful bride by his side, but it's nothing. And you know Carl Anderson ain't doing nothing. You know he a joke. And I mean, the OC, I'm sorry, man. The OC, they what they call themselves, the original club, they ain't no nothing. Man, listen, this is the end of AJ Styles as we know it as well, because they not really doing anything, man. The OC is a joke. Lou Gallows, Meechin, aka Mia Young, they not doing anything, man. So, but he murdered Carl. Carl Anderson told him, I don't listen. I need to go out here and do it myself. I'm like, man, that's basically I'm about to go out here and get jumped. So we got Hit Row in the ring talking about absolutely nothing, and basically going at the New Orleans fans, because you know that's LSU territory. Flop dollar, as Michael Cole called him, talking about Roll Tide. That just booed him out. I'm like, Ashante and Beef. Listen, man, listen, first of all, y'all already know. I tell y'all every day, WWE can't book us to save their lives. And they already wasn't going nowhere because they lost their main guy. He in AEW territory right now, so they wasn't really doing anything. Out comes LA Knight, and he just annihilates all three of them. Said B-Fab was horny. Called Flop Dollar Uncle Phil. And then told Ashante, if you want to bang, let's bang right now. So pretty much that's what the matchup was. It was Ashante versus LA Knight, and the match went nowhere. Obviously, you know, LA Knight was gonna get the victory. Cool. But I mean, to me it's just secondary, man. I feel like LA Knight really ain't doing nothing. Listen, I want to hang in there and have hope that they're gonna do right by him, but they not doing right by him, ladies and gentlemen. They just not. I mean, listen, he's over. Yes, fans love him, but getting in the ring every week with Hit Row, that's just not that doesn't do it. It doesn't benefit nobody. It really doesn't. It might have been a funny segment, but it just doesn't benefit nobody. I'm sorry, and I know people are gonna be mad at me, but I just got to be honest. I got to be 100% factual. So we got the matchup. We got the Can They Coexist match. We got Charlotte and Bianca versus the tag team champions, Sonya Deville and Miss Karen over there, Chelsea Green. And right before they match up, we got Bobby Lashley sitting down with the Street Profits, talking about we got to change the way how y'all look. And Montez, you already know, he like to wear suits anyway. But then they started looking at Angelo Dawkins. He like, wait a minute, what do you mean, man? Sweats ain't in? He said, no, bro. He said, look, I got tailor-made suits. So fans getting geeky. Fans is like, oh man, Vince and Triple H. I'm like, no, we can't trust these clowns, because look what we just seen with Hit Row, or Poop Row is what they call them. So you telling me I'm supposed to trust them with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits? Talk about, oh yeah, Trick Williams and Mello spoke well of y'all. I'm like, man, like I said, man, I have no faith when it's concerning our talent in this company. None. And they can't ever convince me. I don't care if we had moments. Yeah, we might have had the greatest moment in WrestleMania history with Kofi Kingston, but I mean, they had to do a bunch of buck dancing to get that moment. So like I said, listen, I apologize if people want me to be excited, but I'm not. I'm not excited. And then right after that, we follow up with Charlotte and Bianca trying to do something with Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, and it went nowhere. And guess who looked like clowns coming out of it? Everybody. Not just the tag team champions getting pinned in non-title matches, which I told y'all, those tag team titles don't mean a goddamn thing. Don't mean nothing. Got pinned. Charlotte basically taking the pinfall from Bianca. Bianca couldn't really do anything. The match was all over the place. I'm like, first of all, where the heck is Asuka at? I'm telling y'all, Asuka is a third wheel in this triple threat match. She is a third wheel. I mean, how many times I gotta say protect your freaking champions, but they don't. And then, you know, they tried their best because both Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville pulled up at the WNBA game. I said, man, a photo shoot. That's all. It's a photo shoot. Vince and H don't care nothing about their women. They don't give a goddamn crap. They don't care. Women's division is atrocious, man. They ain't doing nothing. They're not doing anything. It's a freaking joke. I'm like, man, and it did nothing. It like I said, AEW is actually succeeding with this can they coexist crap because we didn't know it was gonna strike gold with Adam Cole and MJF. We didn't know that. But what WWE tries it and it goes nowhere because they put forth no effort after they don't. Y'all know Bianca and Charlotte can't stand each other's guts, but you gon' it was stupid. It was stupid, and then, like I say, as much as I don't really care for Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, I felt bad for them because, again, the tag team titles don't mean nothing. The tag titles don't mean anything, ladies and gentlemen. They don't mean nothing. So right after that, they show Bayley laughing at them, talk about how embarrassing, and then Io pulls up with the briefcase, sounding sad, like, Bayley, why'd you leave me? And she said, I was trying to get out of there because Shotzi and all that. So she pulled something out of her bag and she said, I'm on to you, Bayley, and I'm coming for you. So they was like, all right, let's get in there. Before they left, Asuka come out of nowhere talking about nothing. Listen, man. I said, man, what are we doing? So after she said whatever she said, Io told her, regardless what happened in that triple threat match, I'm taking your title at Summer Joke. So she pretty much told her what she gonna try to do. And I'm telling y'all already, y'all should already know the handwriting on the wall. Io Sky will not be successful, man. Io Sky will not be successful. I'm telling y'all right now. Whether y'all want to accept that or not, she will not be successful. And I feel bad for her. I feel real bad, man. I like I say, man, WWE don't know how to do us right, but they definitely don't know how to book the Asian folk. They don't know how to book them to save their life either. They can't book us to save their life, and they dang sure can't book the Asian folk, and I feel bad. I would love for them to pull a swerve, and she does capitalize, and she does end up winning it, but WWE, they don't know how to do them, right? They don't. Handwriting is on the wall. When she straight told her that she's going to try to cash in, and Bayley was standing right there, and she told her, why you... They telling you what's finna happen without telling you what's finna happen. Bayley gonna screw her over. I'm telling you, it's bound to happen. So, I'm trying to think what other matches. Well, I feel like I'm missing a match. It was something else on the show before I get to the main event. So, okay, yeah, I think it's time for the main event. So we got Grayson Waller versus Jey Uso. And right from the jump, Roman and them pulled right back up. They pulled up. At first they was watching, but they said, no, let's go get a front row seat. And so you seen Jay's countenance change right away, just change. I said, oh. And the match wasn't even really a match. It was like 1, 2, 3. Jay gets the victory, and Grayson Waller, as of late, is 0-3. He ain't done nothing. He ain't done nothing. I told y'all, he's the Miz 3.0. He's the Australian Mike Miz from down under. That's who he is. I'm the Miz from down under. That's basically what he is. I'm telling y'all. I'm the Miz from down under. Crockett, Mike. Crockett. That's all he is. But he ain't nothing. I'm like, what's the point of calling these young people up just for them to look like jokes? I don't get it. I don't understand it. And so after that, Solo and Roman hop in the ring, tried to do something. Jay got the best of him at first, but then Solo popped right back up in there, thumbed him. Roman knocked him out, and the two of them stand tall over him. So you got to be continued going into next week. So that was SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, decent show. It was a whole lot of crap on here that didn't make no type of sense whatsoever. The women's division sucks. I'm like, and you know what? Shout out to, I'm about to be back on this show. If they watch this stream, shout out to my main man Joe. He saw what I said. He gonna tell me talk about what I'm talking about as a joke. Ladies and gentlemen, your man will be back on their podcast. I believe that we're gonna be doing a recording on Wednesday night. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Cleveland Me podcast, and you can catch their stuff on Spotify and iTunes if I'm not mistaken. But we will be on there. We will talk about our predictions going in the summer joke. I will be on there and I will counter whatever they have to say, because you know we always go back and forth on stuff like this. But I will be back on there. But yeah, he popped up in my mentions talking about what I said was a joke. No, I'm absolutely factual, homie. Shoot, we on our way to summer joke. Until they prove us wrong, we on our way to summer joke. Shoot. Anyway, Rampage. We opened up the show, another garbage battle royal. It came, I'm just going to cut all the crap. It came down to Big Bill and Brian Cage and so I'm assuming that Big Bill is a part of the embassy now. So Brian Cage and Big Bill with Prince Nana ringside looking like a goof. And Butcher and the Blade, I said, I was like, I said, do we do Butcher and the Blade or do we do Big Bill and Brian Cage? So as I was watching what was transpiring, they kind of was telling you the handwriting on the wall, because Blade got eliminated first. So now it's Butcher in there by himself. And you know he couldn't do nothing with both Brian Cage and Big Bill. And the fans actually, they were cheering Big Bill is getting over. Like, it's just funny as heck how he's this over and they really don't have no direction for him, but he's over like a mug. Kind of remind me of LA Knight. Fans was cheering him. Like, this was the loudest they were on Rampage. I was like, man, they actually like Big Bill. I'm like, but where does this go? So him and Brian Cage eliminated Butcher, and they will get whoever wins between tonight's matchup. FTR versus MJF and Adam Cole for the AEW Tag Team titles. Now, this tells me more than likely this matchup will be going down at All In. So, this is what I'm doing. If FTR is going to beat MJF and Adam Cole, I'm going to have them beat Big Bill and Brian Cage at All In. So, you know, it's unfortunate. The embassy finna take nothing but L's, because we already know Swerve and AR Fox is not beating Darby Allin and Nick Wayne. Y'all, you might as well just pencil that in, because that's happening. And then they gonna end up losing the FTR, so the embassy finna look like a straight up joke. Ain't no way in the world I'm putting the tag team like TK. You got Bullet Club Gold, who is your most over heel tag team, who deserved to be the tag team champions after that performance they gave us 2 weeks ago on Collision. Yet you thinking about possibly putting the tag team titles on Big Bill and Brian Cage, who already has a title because he's a part of Gates of Agony, the Trios team on Ring of Honor, as the Trios or the 6-man tag team champions, whatever they call themselves. I say the booking is atrocious, ladies and gentlemen. It is atrocious. That's why I say I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But like I say, the embassy finna look like a joke. Then right after that, we got a promo about I forgot what Maria Kanellis' her husband and his guy. I forgot what they called their tag team, but they talked about how they've been down with Ring of Honor since day one and all of this. And so we got, what did we get? We got their matchup was for later on. We got Kip Sabian versus Commander. Now, it was not supposed to be Commander and Kip Sabian. Unfortunately, man, Scorpion Sky got hurt again. This is, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I root for the brother. I want the brother to succeed. But he's becoming very injury prone. He just got back and he got hurt again. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all know I want the brothers and sisters to succeed in all companies, but if we gonna keep getting injured, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really can't call it with Scorpion Sky anymore, man. I just got back and he got hurt again. I don't know. So I'm thinking, okay, well, he just left, so we getting Commander versus Kip Sabian. And I'm like, well, Kip Sabian ain't really doing that. I'm like, first of all, listen, Miro needs something. If you're not going to put a title on Miro, I don't know. Who should he be beefing with? Well, the guy he left hanging. That's a feud in itself. They revamped Kip Sabian. They revamped him. Penelope is back in his corner. I'm like, you got a feud storyline sitting right there. Miro could be dealing with Kip Sabian. Before Miro goes up for gold, he can take care of the cat who he left hanging. Because remember when he came back and he was the video game geek to him, he was his right-hand guy and all that crazy stuff because he brought him in, remember? I'm like, come on now. We got to step up this. We got to get better. We got to get better, man, because it's like TK just be having random matches just to be having random matches. That's not going to lead nowhere. Now, the matchup was good because, Commander's good, and Kip Sabian every now and then, if you want to be a decent wrestler, he can be a decent wrestler. But I thought Kip Sabian actually was going to go over because plans got changed due to Scorpion Sky getting injured. They said no. Commander went over. But then I just found out that on the 200th episode of Dynamite, we getting the Ring of Honor tag team titles being defended. We getting Aussie defending the tag team titles against Commander and Vikingo. And I'm like, you couldn't just put this on Ring of Honor? I'm telling you, TK just be having random matches just to be having random matches. I'm like, bro, I get it. It's your 200th episode. Bro, you need to have some type of something. I mean, come on, man. But that's TK. And don't even get me started, man. Collision card. Oh, my goodness. Outside of CM Punk pulling up saying whatever he got to say, the ladder match with Buddy Matthews and Andrade, and then the tag team title matchup, those are the only three things I care about on the show. Everything else is random instead. We got Kiera Hogan versus Mercedes Martinez for whatever reason. We got where the heck is Chris? I mean, come on, man. I mean, you could have said this matchup is for the number one contendership to face who's gonna face Chris. That's what you could have did. If cats are fighting, give us a reason as to why they're wrestling each other. No, this idiot TK, he can't help himself, ladies and gentlemen. He just can't. He can't. And then we got Samoa Joe versus Gravity. Why? I'm it's random. And then we got the 6-man tag team match, Bullet Club Gold with one of the members of the Gun Boys versus Darius Martin, Action Andrade, and Vikingo. And ain't nowhere in I just realized something. Bullet Club Gold is losing. Because if Vikingo and them are not winning the tag team titles on Dynamite, Vikingo and them is going over. I'm like, just random. I'm like, I don't know what the heck TK doing. This foolish is just booking wrestling matches when we're 4 weeks away from All In, and we're 5 weeks out from All Out. And you're behind just booking random matches because you absolutely have no clue what the heck you're doing. I mean, come on, man. So, speaking of Marina Canellis' boys, they went against two jobbers, and it was a squash match. It wasn't even nothing. So then we get to the main event. So I thought this matchup was going to be on Dynamite to determine who was going to get Tony at All In. No, They had the matchup on Rampage to determine who gonna get Tony on the 200 episode. We got Sheeta versus Nyla Rose. I've seen better from the both. I have. Now, the main event was important because whoever won was the so-called number one contender for Tony for Dynamite. I mean, makes sense, but I've seen better. I mean, 100% with you. You know who's winning. I told you, Nyla Rose is a handsome talent. And during the matchup, Tony, Ruby, and Saraya popped up. So I'm sitting up and saying, well, you know Saraya's going to be on the show. I mean, she's a Brit herself. She's British herself, so you know she's going to be on the show. So I don't know. How about we have Sheeta carry her to a matchup? I know a lot of people really not feeling Saraya as long as she's been back, but I'm like, you need to start revamping your women's division. So I don't know. Since we know Sheeta's not beating Tony, how about we do Sheeta versus Saraya? And we know Sheeta's going to carry the whole matchup. I know she can protect it. And Saraya could still do a little something. So whatever the little bit she does, Sheeta just leads her. And I know it's unfortunate, but Saraya's going over because she needs a victory. She's in her backyard, so she's definitely going over. I know a lot of people probably going to be upset. Sheeta fans are going to be mad, but I'm like, Sheeta is protected. Sheeta is well protected. And we don't ever see Sheeta. We'll never see it. So that's what I'm going to do. I know a lot of people really ain't feeling that, and I know a lot of people don't want to see Britt versus Tony again, but Jamie ain't nowhere in sight. And word is, Jamie not going to be ready for the rest of the year. I just got word she is not going to be ready for the rest of the year. Damn. I know she's bummed. Man, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I be selling y'all. This is why I intercede for these wrestlers, man. I don't care what promotion they are, because injuries they dwindle storylines, they dwindle building, they dwindle everything. And I just heard that she's not going to be back until next year. Damn. Man. Man. I hate it, ladies. I absolutely hate it, man. But that's what I would do. Because obviously I know a lot of fans, they don't like it. They don't want it. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, more than likely, we getting 3 women's matches on the show. Listen, if you want to do the matchup, I think they should save this for All Out. I think they should save Chris versus Athena for All Out, and just have the 2 women's matches. Let Saraya versus Ashita, and then do, unfortunately, because that's where they're going. I mean, come on now. You know that's where they're going. It's going to be Britt versus Tony. And more than likely, Tony going to carry Britt. You already know. I know fans are going to be mad, but I'm like, this is what they got. This is what they have right now. You're not doing Tony versus Athena. That's stupid. We're not doing that. So, I mean, heck. Well, Willow's not doing nothing right now. Maybe you build Willow up. Maybe you build Willow up. You set Willow up for her and Tony at All Out. That's what I would do. I would set up Willow and Tony at All Out. And I know we just seen the matchup. Well, actually, we haven't seen it in a while. I would do that. And you know what? I'm going to actually have Willow go over. I'm going to have Willow go over. Now, Willow's not going to have a long title reign. I'll give Willow the title, and I have her win it at All Out. She would make it through Full Gear, but after she makes it through Full Gear, I would set her up and have her drop it to Ruby. Yeah. It's time. Ruby needs to start getting the rub now. It makes all the sense, ladies and gentlemen. She beat her in the on hard cup thing, right? It only makes sense. And then guess what? The Outcast got the title right back. So it makes sense to me. I don't know how y'all feel about it. I don't know. Maybe hit the comment section and tell me what y'all think about that idea. Because I'm trying to help TK out. I'm trying to help him get cats to care about the women more. You know what I mean? I heard something about Jericho supposed to be going against Will Ospreay. That don't make sense to me. That doesn't make any sense. The storyline is actually Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara. That is the real storyline, if you ask me. So let's see. I'm throwing the matches up. So we got MJF versus Adam Cole. That's one. We got FTR versus Big Bill and Brian Cage. That's two. We got Moxley versus OC. That's three. We got Tony versus Britt. That's four. We got Athena versus Chris. That's five right there. So we got five matches. If you don't do Chris versus Athena at All Out, and you do it at All In, that's five matches right there. Five. Now, I haven't even done everybody else. I ain't even deal with what we're going to be doing with CM Punk. But more than likely, we'll hear from CM Punk tonight. Most than likely, the ladder match, FTR versus MJF, Adam Cole, and CM Punk are the only really important things that happen on Collision tonight. Outside of that, Collision looks like it's going to be a mid-show. But listen, I done went on. This is long. It's 36 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my honest take about SmackDown. We're 1 week away from Summer Joke. And we're 4 weeks away from All In 5 weeks. And word on the street, 77,000 tickets have been sold. They're 3,000 away from 80,000. Start announcing matches, you circus clown Tony Khan. Start announcing matches so you can start getting them seats up, because the word is that they actually open up the capacity at 84,000. Hey, start announcing marquee matches. That's it, bro. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult, but he do this goofy stuff because he feel like, well, I sold a card out without a card. I mean, I sold the pay-per-view event and I have no card. That's good enough, right? Yeah, hey, all I know how to do is book matches, right? Yeah, no. Storytelling is your number one goal on wrestling TV. Not I gotta have all these random matches just because. And I tell you, this circus clown TK get on my nerves sometimes, man. I'm serious. And see, I tell y'all, I don't want nobody coming in my comment section talking bull jive like I be D-riding Tony Khan. You see I'm getting on his behind. You see I'm getting on his case. Because I'm telling you, he be doing this goofy stuff on. I'm like, bro, we're 4 weeks out of All In. We're 5 weeks out of All Out. We need to go. Now, word is starting to leak that they got their streaming service. I thought it was going to be on HBO Max. It's not. They got a streaming service that's called AEW Plus. I say, about freaking time. Now, we don't know when it's going to be released. Maybe TK might just wait until the week of All In and say, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you All Elite Wrestling Plus. This is where you can watch All In, you can watch All Out, and you can watch all the Ring of Honor pay-per-views that we do moving forward for a subscription fee of anywhere between $7.99 and $12.99. I don't have a problem with that. If paying that monthly and we get all the pay-per-views that you want to do on there, you don't have to go the pay-per-view route. More than likely, fools can still go the pay-per-view route, but streaming is the way to go, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if these fools understand that. Streaming is the way to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I done went on way too long. I done told y'all how I felt about SmackDown. I told you how I felt about Rampage. We got Collision tonight. I'll holler at y'all cats later. I'll let you boy.